it's not sagging anymore,
Okay.
which is good.
Not a
But
saggy boy.
not a saggy boy.
It's good.
But two saggy boys are here, and we're going to be talking about our top 5 games we would have on a deserted island.
A deserted island. A deserted island?
Well, the thing was, it was not going to work for me to say top 5 things to have. Oh no, it could have worked on a desert island. And now that sounds weird, right?
Deserted. I don't know anymore.
What did I originally pitch this as? Desert island games. See, that sounds alright.
Yeah.
But it's like deserted and desert island just doesn't feel right. But when you say desert island games, suddenly that's fine.
Yeah, because you've got like deserted island, because desert and desert you spell wrong all the time.
Yeah.
But then like deserted, because then that's leaning more towards dessert.
Okay.
That's very weird. I had never thought about that before.
We've opened up a conundrum, which I'm not sure that's how you say that. But either way, top 5 games we would take to a desert island.
That's right. This situation is you were in a plane, there was an accident, and you ended up on a deserted island, so you're probably going to die soon. But
Yeah.
for some reason you have electricity, a TV, or computer, and as many consoles as possible, but only 5 games.
But no internet.
And no internet.
You've got enough power for everything, but no internet. Do you want to kick us off with, well, when they're numbered, but they're not really numbered. They're mainly just ordered for a fun order to talk about them.
Yes, pretty much. And my first couple are probably my most obvious ones, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then we lean towards ones that maybe are a little bit less specific. But starting off, I needed a big open world game. Mine are very varied, generally.
Yeah, good.
I needed a big open world game that would last me a long time and that there's plenty of stuff to do. And what better game than the one tattooed on my arm, Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Good.
There's so much to do that'll last me a long time. I needed a Zelda on there. That almost wasn't on there for some reason, and then I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, right.
What am I doing? I had Skyrim on there.
I was very intrigued as to which way you would go, whether it would be Skyrim or Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, Skyrim's just like a really big, long game, and there's like heaps to do, so I could do that. But then I'm like, what am I doing? Zelda, Breath of the Wild is the same. Like, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's massive. There's always stuff to do. There's a bunch of stuff I've never done, so I could just stick around with that. So yes, that was my first game.
I mean, I didn't put this to you or to anyone, but is this the only Zelda on the list?
It is the only Zelda on the list. Yeah. Like I said, most of mine are very varied, so...
Because, I mean, the additional rule I was going to put out, but I feel like most people would have assumed it, is that, like, one of each franchise or, installments and stuff
Yep, fair.
is probably the best way to go. But you did it without even saying it.
Yeah, a lot of the responses that we got from other people as well are quite varied too.
They are.
None of them seem to double up, so that's good. Everyone followed the rule without even needing to.
They didn't need the rules.
Yeah.
They didn't need the rules. I'm tossing it up. Maybe I'm going to skip to my number 4 because my number 4, it's currently in like a state of flux.
Okay.
Because, and I skipped to this because it was either going to be The Witcher 3 or Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Because I was in this thing where, and it's a thing that we're all facing at the moment, where it's the streaming service conundrum where you're like, you've got everything you could possibly play, and then you just play your favorite thing. But for this, I'm like, well, this is probably the only time I will either commit to playing Breath of the Wild or put time into The Witcher. So I was like one of those two. But the difficulty is I've played The Witcher and I don't think I enjoy it enough to want to keep playing it. And I haven't played Zelda and I haven't got a good track record, but that is a good game. And I mean, it's on your list and it's on generally 1, 2, or 3 of the greatest games of all time.
Yes.
But then I have the issue that The Witcher, for me, has far more replayability in its stories, because there's so many pathways you can take within that, whereas Zelda, you kind of only discover things for the first time once, and I've always heard that discovery and learning things in that game is part of the charm, and I just worry that as much as there's like an infinite ability to play puzzles and different ways to do it, the discovery part would wear off for me, comparatively to The Witcher, so I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I get that.
So, I mean, my gut is to do The Witcher, because I love story.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say The Witcher 3, but for all intents and purposes, it could be The Legend of Zelda as well, Breath of the Wild.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was also tossing up to throw The Witcher on there, but because of the sheer size of it, I'm like, do I do The Witcher or Skyrim? But other than the little bit that I've played at your house, I haven't played The Witcher.
Yeah, exactly.
Not The Witcher 3. So like, it's one that I know I would absolutely love and play. Like, it would take all of my life.
Yes.
It didn't quite make the list just because I haven't started it yet, but
See, and that's the other reason I put these two kind of together, is that we come from either side of it.
yes.
Where you've got The Legend of Zelda, it's your thing. The Witcher I've played a little of, and so I was just intrigued to hear from both sides. And clearly, neither of us are going to give each other an answer. So I'll just say number 4 for now is The Witcher 3.
Yep.
That's my number 4. You can do your number 4, and I'll come back to my number 5.
Okay, cool. So my number 4 is To the Moon.
Oh, yes.
Just because I love that game so much. I could play it like every single freaking day. The music is gorgeous. If I want to cry, I can play that game.
You're on a desert island, so you're gonna need to make sure you can rehydrate, because otherwise your tear ducts will just dehydrate you. You'll become a crisp.
This is true. This is true. Maybe I'll play all of my games until I finish them, and then I'll just keep playing To the Moon just to
Until you
speed up
die.
the process of death.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, so To the Moon. I just, if you haven't played the game, go out, get it, play it. It's like, I don't know, $5-10. It's only about 3 hours long, and it's just gorgeous. The music is incredible. The story, it will just kick you in the balls. It's amazing. I love it.
If you have a day where you're not doing anything in this isolation period, you should do a 3-hour Let's Play of that. Just play it, start to finish.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
I may have to do that.
My number 5?
Yes.
It's totally normal number 5. Why do you ask? Sorry. It's Ashes Cricket 2016. It's the last great Ashes Cricket game.
Come on.
Before it was
What is
before
happening?
It was tainted. It's not that.
It's not. No.
It's Gran Turismo number 4. It's often people usually put number 3, or I think just the first one, as the number 1. Not in this specific list, but in the ranking of the Gran Turismo games. But 4 was kind of my baby. I played the originals as well, but 4 was the one that I stuck with when I was younger. So many cars, so many tracks. It'll remind me of being able to drive, and ironically, that will be a piece of escapism on a desert island, despite the fact, usually driving is what we do all the time. There, driving is an escape. So that's good to have, not in your back pocket, probably in your PlayStation 2. And it can be like super easy. You can set it real low and it's just not a challenge. It's that escapism. Or it can be real challenging. So it's got that spectrum. And it's one of my games. So kind of both our 5s are the expected.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
also probably unexpected for some people, because I don't really talk about GT that often.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the sort of difficulty curve on that would be a great idea, because then you can just obviously just keep practicing and getting better and trying to like master the hardest levels. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's almost infinite replayability, I guess.
Yeah. And then you've got the races that take you literally 24 hours to do.
Yeah.
And you've got plenty of time on a desert island, so you might as well.
I'm pretty sure GT4 was actually the first one it was like there was 3 24-hour races you had to play to 100% the game. So you've sorted a couple of days there.
That's insane. That's so ridiculous.
So my number 5, the GT to the 4.
Cool. My number 3 is Pokemon Yellow for Game Boy.
Oh.
Yeah, basically just for a bit of a nostalgia kick, and Yellow was the best one of the originals because you can get Pikachu, and then later you get given Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, so you can have that sort of core 3 throughout the game without needing other people to trade them with you. So you can get those core 3 by yourself, which is great.
Where did this one come in terms of your life cycle of Pokemon? Was this fairly early on?
This was definitely early on because it was with Red and Blue.
Yes, right.
Well, a little bit after that because they released the the OG 2.
Yep.
Which I got like super early on in the whole Game Boy life cycle or whatever. And then, or at least the Game Boy Color one. And then, I think maybe a year or two after they released Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
Which was, I think that was the one. I think it was more leaning towards being for the Pokemon, for the Game Boy Color.
Yep.
So like Pikachu was yellow on the screen and stuff, whereas the other ones, I don't think the color is as strong. But yeah, graphically and color wise, I remember that game being quite different. Pikachu would follow you round behind you, so he would be outside the Pokeball because he didn't want to go in the Pokeball. So he'd follow you around, and you could turn around and you could see his mood.
Cute.
Yeah, just like in the show, he starts off really grumpy and not really liking you, but then as you go, his mood visibly changes on his face, and he has cute little reactions to you the further you get into the game. That game's great. It's a good OG Pokemon game.
I'm kind of surprised you don't have that tattooed on your body anywhere. Not this is a great OG Pokemon game. Just something related to Pokemon.
Yeah, it's been a thought of mine
Yeah.
to do that. Like even just the 8-bit Game Boy trainer with little 8-bit Pikachu following behind or something. I have actually thought about that before. Still deciding whether I want that on my body forever.
You've got plenty of flesh to go around.
I know, but you need the right thing to be on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just got to make sure.
Speaking of right things going places, my number 3 is this is kind of retreading number 4 a little bit in terms of style, but I feel like it's a very different thing. The other two are like open world and stuff. This is more of a sandbox. There is multiple that I could have chosen from, but the one that everyone would choose is Grand Theft Auto 5. It just endless fun, endless stuff, an amazing story that also has replayability because there's a few choice endings and stuff. The cheat codes are insane just without online, which is obviously not available on this island, but there's so much additional content within the base game. And it's not on here as well. It's like Spider-Man, where you can just jump in here and drive around or run around or play, or in the case of Spider-Man, swing around for hours, not actually doing anything, and you've lost time. Like when I used to come around to your place, and it must have just been fairly recently out, you would just be driving and not actually doing any missions.
Yeah.
Just all the time.
Yeah, it's just, like you said, like with Spider-Man, it's just a fun game to exist in.
Yeah.
And just to do stuff in, because there's just so much random crap, and the driving feels great. Like fighting people is funny. Just all these different sorts of things. Like you can just drive around and try and get like to 6 stars or whatever. See how long you can outlast the police. There's plenty of collectibles and like hidden things, heaps of secrets and stuff.
The city is so fully realized as well. Like it, as much as your San Andreas and like the one I started with, which was 4, it's the most realized world that you can play with.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's the most alive.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know. I'm still intrigued to know how they'll ever top this whenever 6 comes out. But yeah, so my number 3, solidly Grand Theft Auto 5, which actually surprisingly, all these games really, I've not gone back to recently. That's actually a funny thing. That's interesting.
Okay. Very interesting.
But yeah, number 3, GTA 5.
Good call. This one has, so my number 2 is sort of a more recent nostalgic hit for me because of some of the events that have been happening to do with skateboarding and videos and stuff. Tony Hawk Underground 1.
Of course.
Which I believe was on the original Xbox. Yeah, Underground 1 was the first one to have like a full proper story with like characters and dialogue. You could get off the board and run around. Yeah, it was basically you just trying to get to like professional skateboard comps and be the best skateboarder in the world. But you meet a bunch of skateboarders, you meet a bunch of guys from Jackass, which funnily enough, I actually watched a Johnny Knoxville YouTube video today about him going through his like worst injuries and stuff. So that was very good. It was a very, very cool video. I think I literally peed my pants playing this game at one point. Because because I was laughing so much. There's this Russian guy. You go to Russia at one point, and there's a Russian guy, and he's just got the worst Russian accent. And I think he must have watched, well, like, kind of in the lore of the game, I guess, in inverted commas. This guy must have just watched a lot of, like, American movies or talked to a lot of American skateboarders or something, because he was like, you go up to him, he's like, quite funky fresh, my main man. It's like, what are you doing? It just, my sister and I lost it when we were playing this game. It was so funny. That guy was the best. It was just, such a good game. It was a lot of fun. I need to go back to it. That's another thing that may pop up on the channel pretty soon. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my number 2. Heading towards number 1. But what's your number 2, buddy?
Well, okay. Well, my number 2 was not the excrement. It is one of my childhood games. Weirdly enough, actually, it's probably my equivalent of the game that I played over and over until I peed myself. It's Sonic Advance on the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
So this was actually the first Sonic game on a Nintendo console. I only know that because when I looked this up to find out the proper name of it, that's the first line of Wikipedia.
Yeah, right.
But I felt that was pretty exciting because, like, even though obviously he's appeared on most consoles now, in my mind he was still like a Sega boy, but also pretty intertwined with Nintendo because you got the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games and stuff. So I'm just like, that's an interesting fact.
Sega must have been like dying at that stage.
And just gave it to him. Yeah, but either way, Sonic Advance, it's basically the original Sonic game and bits and pieces of a lot of the other Sonic games. You get to play as Sonic and Tails and Knuckles and Amy, but no one played as Amy because it was like a Sonic that can't run and just kind of hits things with a hammer. It's very stupid. But
yeah, fair. And gaming's for boys.
Yeah. There's a pink. No one likes pink. We're boys.
Only
I had
for
a blue
boys.
Game Boy Advance. Why would I play the pink character? What's all that about?
Never.
Oh, gross. But you know, obviously, speed running. It's all there. You could. It's similar to Gran Turismo, I guess. You could play this for hours on end, trying to top times and find all the glitches and stuff. But also the fact that it had this thing called the Tiny Chow Garden. It was these little weird little creatures, and you could feed them bananas and stuff. But and they had mini games, so you could feed them bananas. You had to buy the coins by making these little creatures do mini games. It was a game inside a game, but if my memory serves me, correct me. I think you had to turn off the console to exit the mini game. It was or the game restarted. It was like, to exit the minigame, you pressed out and it was like quit. So then the game started from the start. You heard Sega and all the rest of it until you actually started the game again. It was a different time of gaming.
That's, yeah.
But
weird.
yeah, so there's it's the little Animal Crossing in there, I guess. You're looking after creatures in a garden. I don't know how Animal Crossing knows. I just know about Tim Nook. The other thing, and like, obviously this comes back to...
Tim Nook.
This comes back to... it being a childhood thing, is that it's on my phone now. Like, Christian Whitehead made a version of this that is on my phone that I play every time I take a poo. So it's clearly a game.
Sonic Advance.
Basically, well, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, but Sonic Advance is so close to that, and he's clearly taken a lot of parts of that, parts from that game. So I'm still playing it now. I'm playing it. I've played it since I was a child. I'm clearly going to play this until I die on this island. So it's my number 2.
That's fair enough. Good call. Good call. All right, number 1.
Oh, do you have honorable?
My honorable was kind of Skyrim, but we already like...
Yeah, totally. I just want to drop a game before you say your number 1.
You do your honorable, yeah.
One of them is 007 Bloodstone, because it's a shooty bang game. I don't have a single shooty bang game on this, which I was surprised by. But maybe that just makes us good people. I guess GTA you can shooty bang, but it's not FP, it's not first person.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be if it's on PS4. But also, it's a Bond game. You get to drive a Bond car. But it just felt like I didn't need it, but it's a game I know I would love to play over and over again. The other one, which it's like, this is the one I was telling you, I really wanted to put it on here, but I can't move anything else. It's Dreams.
Yes.
Like, I mean, obviously online's all gone, so other players' levels are gone, but just having this endless time period to learn the tools of the game and be able to create whatever you want. You have musical instruments at your disposal. Everything's there. But I'm not good at it yet, so it's hard to go, yes, this game.
Yeah, I did think about Dreams, and I was like, endless games. But then I totally forgot at that point about the no online, so then you wouldn't have everyone's games.
Yeah, totally.
But I guess as a game developer, I should have chosen that.
Yeah, you can make a game.
That would have made a lot of sense.
It's okay. You've chosen something else for your number one.
I have, and this is going to be...
I'm so intrigued.
This is going to be so strange. Like, all right. My number one is Wii Sports.
Oh, man. Of course.
Yeah. So... you had Wii Sports, right?
Yeah.
Everyone had Wii Sports. Everyone that owned...
Yeah, if you bought a Wii.
Yeah, you couldn't not own this game. How much did you play this game and never ever get tired of it?
Well, not just that. I think it's the only game I played on the Wii.
There you go. Yeah. It was just like... I don't remember why, but I just never ever got tired of the same 5 sports or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it was just so good. And like working out different exploits and stuff with the Wiimote, like bowling, like turning the Wiimote upside down and throwing it would put like a huge spin on it and it'd go really fast and stuff like that. Like, it was just so much fun. I think it would be a lot of fun on a desert island as well. I don't know.
Yeah. I question.
Yeah.
Did you play this a lot with other people?
I did, but I think I also played it by myself a lot.
That's, I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely did. I was just intrigued to know if, that came up.
Yeah, definitely. This also had a Slash, which could possibly be an honorable mention. And I know this isn't the direct equivalent of Wii Sports. The direct equivalent of this game would be Wii Fit, but I had Ring Fit Adventure just to keep fit
Yeah, totally.
in a game. So that was that could be my honorable mention too. But yeah, I don't know. Wii Sports was just the best. It was so much fun.
I don't know how Ring Fit, I guess, is their thing, but it's not. There needs to be a Switch Sports or something. Like, they just need to do it.
Yes.
They need to get on it.
Yeah, it should have been 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, absolutely.
That should have been Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Anyway, your number one. Here we go.
It's less surprising.
Okay.
But this is like a sneaky, cheeky boy, because obviously no compilations. This is a brand new game. It's built from the ground up. It just happens to be similar to other games. It's Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Okay.
It's not technically breaking the rule because it's the 2 games they'd done before, but they didn't copy and paste anything. It was brand new levels for everything. So it's Lego, it's Star Wars. So I got those sorted. I basically have the ability to watch 6 movies if I wanted to. There's like multiple genres between each level, so I've got those covered. I think it might have been in Lego Star Wars 2, but it has Indiana Jones, so he's in there.
Yeah, right.
That covers that a little bit. I did briefly think of Dimensions, but I think, you'd need all the figures and all the rest of it, but that could have been cool. But,
yeah.
Because I also have I have a stronger affinity for the first 2, like the Star Wars and the Lego Indiana Jones game outside of these, but it's a bigger game, there's more to do here, and it's a game, again, that I would play till I die. And I have done. I've died many times.
Can I excuse my ignorance in saying what you just said? Yeah. I assume that the answer is going to be yes. I don't remember this game coming out. Is this game out?
Oh, no. This isn't the Skywalker Saga, which is all 9 films. This is all 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So this isn't... Is that one out?
No.
Skywalker Saga's not out yet.
That's not even got a release date yet.
Okay.
No, this one is the one that came out... This came out Wii era, so
sure.
It's quite an oldie. But it's super good. Every time it comes out on a new console, I play it.
Fair.
It never looks any different, but I'm like, I need to play this to 100%, and I'm happy it's on the new thing. So... It's definitely a game I would be playing on a desert or deserted island.
Yes, on a desert island.
On a desert island.
Well, there you go. There's our 5 each, 10 all up. Let us know if any of these would be on your list, or if there were any other ones that we didn't cover that you would prefer. like
Yeah.
our Patreons, and some of our friends of the show as well have pitched in on this too. We pitched this to our Patreons, and Aloe, straight away, for all 5, said Animal Crossing New Horizons, which Llama Locky and Rogue Al Roo immediately agreed with. But then Aloe kind of did a proper list later, but Llama Locky and Rogue Al Roo did not. So I can only assume that they're only going to be playing 5 copies of Animal Crossing New Horizons
Yeah.
whilst on this desert island. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm losing it. Okay. So Aloe's real one was Animal Crossing New Horizons, first up. Minecraft. He said, it's a no-brainer. Simple open world sandbox. You can do whatever you want. Makes a lot of sense. Most people that I asked said Minecraft as well.
It was certainly like in a league of like dreams where I'm like, I can understand it, but I just don't think I would want it.
Yeah.
Like I understand the logic of it, but I don't think it's one that we both absorbed for periods of time. But I don't think it's one we would need on our island.
Yeah, and I think to get the most out of it, you would need the internet to look up stuff, because I would just like,
It's true.
if I didn't know how to build something, I'd just never do it. I don't think without watching the PewDiePie thing, I don't think I ever would have seen the Nether.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I ever went to the Nether when I played.
Really?
I don't think I knew that really. Well, I
wild,
knew
yeah.
that it existed, but I didn't know that it was just like,
How to do
just
it.
get these blocks and put them here.
Yeah,
I
right.
had no idea.
I will say, I think the latest version of Minecraft, there is like a journal and like a recipe guide and stuff. So you would have a bit of a leg up now compared to when we used to play it.
Yeah, it's true.
But
Yeah.
agreed,
fair.
agreed. Like, in terms of redstone and stuff, it's like you're never gonna learn.
Yeah, totally. Cool. Number 3 was City Skylines. Said he's already poured so many hours into this and he's not going to stop anytime soon. So that's like you with some of your games as well, like your Sonics and Star Warses.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is a very good choice as well. Huge open world game, plenty to do, so many quests and stuff.
Did you consider any assassins?
I did. I think that was also in my mind of like, I need a big open world game. Because I wanted to keep mine like super varied.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to put too many sort of similar-ish games, but yes, that was definitely a thought. Yeah, he said he's put 120 hours into that to be exact, and he's only 30% done with it, not including DLC,
Oh boy.
which is wild. That game is stupid. And, a classic. He's got Gary's mod. Same reason as Minecraft. He said, provided this desert island has stable internet, which it does not.
It doesn't. Just cache a bunch of items and stuff. You'll be fine.
Sounds good. Awesome. Grubby's up next. Do you want to cover Grubby's ones?
Yeah. Again, Minecraft. These ones aren't numbered, but Minecraft up top because it's got to be one of the best apparently, which is probably true as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I wonder where this sits now in those top games of all time. Like we've always discussed, it's like God of War, Witcher 3, and Breath of the Wild are kind of usually the top 3 in these lists.
Yeah,
Does Minecraft still? Yeah, have a look.
I'm gonna look it up.
Not specifically, but a roguelike like. Oh God, why? Roguelike like Binding of Isaac. It's just again, it's obviously we're all like we need something of each so we don't go insane from playing the same type of game.
Yes.
Which totally makes sense. Spyro 2, which is cool. It's cool that it's specifically the second one. I don't know if my brain would be able to pick a specific Spyro. I think I'd probably just go for the first one.
Yeah,
but,
fair.
That's interesting. Now I want to play the second Spyro for whatever specific reason that is. Hollow Knight, which again we know.
Yeah.
We know Hollow Knight was going to.
We know why, Grubby.
Yeah.
We get it.
And then Final Fantasy 12. Although you could take your pick of any JRPG, they're all the same. That's not what it says, but that's what I say.
And that's kind of what they're referring to.
Yeah. Where's it sitting?
It's not on the Metacritic one.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, nothing. What?
When you look up top games of all time,
It's there.
it is in the top list.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing is also there,
Already.
along with Doom Eternal and Alex and Spore.
Spore.
This is a weird list.
Yeah, I need to find a list that has Minecraft. This is very bizarre.
It's super weird. While you do that, I'll cover one of my good friends, who is a hobby game developer and software engineer and stuff. Sometimes sends me some of his games to test and give feedback and stuff, which is cool. His name is Joel. He is great. He's very funny, and very fit. Man, he's a strong boy. But I was chatting to him this afternoon, and I was like, I'm just going to pitch this idea to him too. So he let me know. He said Assassin's Creed. I asked which one, and he said Brotherhood, definitely. He said because Ezio is his favorite, and because when you whistle, everyone dies, which is great. I haven't gone back to the OG Assassin's Creed games for a long time. I feel like I am scared to, in case they don't hold up. But maybe in my heart, they will hold up, maybe.
I mean, remember when I played them for the first time and they didn't even hold up? And that was probably like 5 years after they came out.
This is true. This is true. That's very scary. But I think I have like...
You love them. It's fine.
Yeah, I have an affinity to make sure that I'm okay with my old games.
Yeah.
Yes. He's got Pokemon. I don't care which one. So just any of them. He's the same age as me, so he would have grown up with the OGs. So maybe those. Command & Conquer Red Alert 2. There you go. So a bit of a strategy game, not the sort of game that you or I would ever dive into. He's got Halo 3. Very good Halo. One of the better Halos.
I was also wondering whether, again, because I was like, I don't have any shooty bangs here, whether you would have a Halo on here.
Yeah, for sure. After you mentioned that you don't have any shooty bags, I realized I don't have any shooty bags.
Yeah, that's why I was like, maybe we're just nice people.
I think we might be, despite me every day, as with every spare moment of my time between work and everything, playing Doom.
It's true.
Freaking intense. I'm so close, but it's getting harder and harder, and I don't like it. Joel's number 5. He said he wanted to say Diablo 3, but Blizzard make you constantly have an internet connection to play, so that might not be possible. So he said if he's not allowed to have Diablo 3, he would have said Zelda Ocarina of Time, which is also another good choice. Both fairly big open world games. You kind of get like quests and different things to do. So yeah, that was his.
Before we move on to Amber, I've got 3 lists. All these came out last year. So from Popular Mechanics, Minecraft is at number 61, which is bizarre to me.
That does seem...
It's very low. Or high? It's very confusing with numbers. IGN's list for last year clocked it in at 24, which again is quite, far back.
Yeah.
Sandwiched between Ocarina of Time and Halo Combat Evolved, which is interesting.
Yep.
And then the Guardians list, which the Guardians don't play. They don't play video games. No. So I'm intrigued by how this list existing.
Yeah.
Their top 5 goes The Witcher 3, Half-Life 2, Dark Souls, Breath of the Wild, and Minecraft is still at number 1. So now after seeing the other 2 lists and that Minecraft is at number 1, they definitely don't still play video games because everyone else talking about video games is like, nah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But interesting and glad that it's still there. I like that it hasn't fallen into the abyss. Sometimes gamers just cast things away because they're like, well, it's old, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though, because Minecraft is one of the highest grossing games or like best selling games of all time.
Yeah.
It made its way back into like the top 5 or something last year when PewDiePie started playing it again. It's been a behemoth for so long. It's just sticking around. It's absolutely insane. And it's so accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
Like adults love playing this game. Children love playing this game. Like it's the perfect game. I don't know. It should be number 1, really.
Yeah, it should never move.
No, with how accessible it is, even though it wasn't on our lists. Like, it really is one of the most accessible, perfect games for people to get.
You know who else likes Minecraft?
Amber.
And that's our next list.
Amber does.
Up top, again, not ranked, but Minecraft is there on PC, specifically.
She decided to throw in the consoles.
Yeah.
Specifically so that we could mention them in case we needed to.
Well, I mean, the thing with Minecraft is on almost every console, it is completely different. They're all at different stages of development and beta and stuff. It's crazy.
That's true, yeah. They've got different kind of release schedules almost.
Yeah, so it makes sense to chuck them up, to chuck the PC on there. And even with the PC, there is the Java edition or the Bedrock edition. So
Yeah.
even on PC, there's two different versions. Number two, this is interesting. Not one I've ever played. Probably yourself as well. Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. Not something I could ever see myself playing unless they forced me to on the television. But interesting to see it here.
I think the fans of the Professor Layton games are generally like totally diehard. Like,
Yes.
I haven't heard of many like, oh yeah, the Professor Layton games are pretty good. Like, people just love these games. They lap them up. But yeah, these games were pretty fun. Like, I guess I would be in the camp of like, yeah, pretty good. I'd be like that one guy.
Of every game.
I played it back in high school on DS, the original, like one of the original Professor Laytons, I think. One of my friends was heaps into it. He bought most of them. I think he bought a 3DS just to buy the other Professor Laytons.
Yeah, of course.
And probably the Pokemons as well. So fair enough. The diehard fans of this would absolutely take one of these games to a desert island. That makes a lot of sense.
Speaking of diehard fans, the entire gaming community is a diehard fan of this game. It's Animal Crossing New Horizon. It's back again.
It is. I will say as well, after listening to many, many podcasts, I've decided to buy this game, which I have. I'm now on day 4, I think. My museum just got built. I had plenty of fossils to give to Blathers. And I'm excited to jump back in to make some furniture for 3 people that are going to be turning up to my island very soon.
It's like, I can't even say I feel like an old man not liking this game, because I feel like old people should like this game.
Yeah, probably.
It's like, I don't know how I will ever like this game.
Yeah,
Because at no stage in my life will I be able to play this.
No, I feel like you would not enjoy it at all.
No.
But for a lot of people, I think, especially considering the circumstances right now around Corona and stuff,
absolutely.
everyone, especially on podcasts that I've been listening to, have just been saying this game has come out at the perfect time.
Oh, I don't deny that.
Yeah, because like everyone's inside, no one has anything to do. The world is like burning around them.
No, that was in February and January. Yeah.
But like everything's just falling apart, and it's just nice to jump into a game where you can't die. There's like virtually no challenge, and you're just doing little menial jobs, which is somehow kind of fun for some reason, and like earning money to pay back this dude to then upgrade your house to decorate it and put more stuff in it and make it pretty. I don't know why it's a good game. I've been playing it. I'm enjoying it. I don't know how long I'll play it for. But I am definitely enjoying it, so I feel like I'll be playing for a long time. But yeah, I don't understand how Nintendo went, that's a good idea for a game, and then they put it out and it was.
I'm going to move on to The Last of Us because I got nothing to say about that game, but thank you for talking
Fair
about
enough.
it. Last of Us is number somewhere on the list. This is also a game that lives, in the top 10 of most lists of video games. It could easily be on here. It's the same with the Uncharted. I was so close to putting them on here. It'd be like watching your favorite action movie thousands of times on a deserted island. I just would struggle to do that. Like, the great thing with your Witcher 3 is that there's thousands of movies within it, so you'll never get tired of one specific storyline. I feel like I would sit the same with The Last of Us. It's an incredible game, but I feel like I would struggle to... I personally would never play it again now, let alone on the island, but I can acknowledge it is just a mentally impressive game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gorgeous story, art and stuff is amazing. She said specifically on PS4 as well, which is the remaster.
Yep.
And yeah, I feel like this is going to be a game that I will hopefully jump into before part 2 comes out. Just to, like, I've played it once already, but I would love to play through it again, just to be reintroduced to those characters and then go straight into Last of Us Part 2. Similarly to like how I did with Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah.
And then Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which new video out now. Go check it out on YouTube's. And last one.
You can say this one.
Yes, I can. This one's an interesting one because I feel like not many people really liked this one of the series, but The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass on DSi. Interesting choice. I loved the DS Zeldas. I love most of the Zeldas. But yeah, I think the DS one's cop a lot of flack.
Yeah, right.
I forget some of the mechanics in this, because there was Spirit Tracks as well, which is you're on a train. I feel like there was something similar in Phantom Hourglass, maybe. It's been so long. I haven't played it since the first or maybe second time I played it, which was probably within the same year that it came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this had some really, really cool, clever mechanics with the DS as well, which I loved. There was one that stands out to most people. There was a lot of like yell into the microphone or like say this thing, so you have to like say it into the mic. But one thing that stood out to I think most people who just got frustrated with the game at this point because no game had ever done this before. There were two maps. The top one was one that you found, and the bottom one was your map. And it said, transfer the markings on the map that you've just found to your map. And so you're like, what do I do? So you're like trying to draw, like you're trying to kind of draw on your map to see whether you can just draw the markings, and then that would satisfy what the game's telling you to do. Because at this point, you can't get out of that screen.
Yeah, right.
You need to do this thing. You're just stuck there. You have no idea what to do. You get frustrated. You close the console. You put it away. And then you pick it up again. You open it.
Sick.
And you've done it because you're pressing the maps together.
Very good.
It's insane. I talked to so many people that had that moment.
Yeah.
That just absolutely lost it. It's like games didn't do this at that point in time. This is like Wii era.
Yeah.
There wasn't that sort of almost like meta kind of concept. Other than, I think the only other one I can think of is maybe like the Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah.
I think it was. Like, neither of us have played that one, but there's a point where the character starts talking to you and talking about the games that you've recently played because it's reading off the memory card.
Yeah.
And then it actually like destroys, again in inverted commas, your controller input for the first input on the PlayStation 2. So then you have to pull it out and plug it into the second one to then control it, because he's destroyed it because he's trying to stop you from getting to him.
Yeah.
Like, that's freaking crazy meta. But yeah, this was just my first experience with it, and I think a lot of other people's as well. So yeah, good choice. Phantom Hourglass. It's pretty good. Not everyone's choice, but a good choice.
Very good. And we got one more list.
Got one more. This is a mate of mine. He recently started his own YouTube channel where he does gaming and commentaries while he's playing games, which is very cool. You should go check him out. It's Just Pleepin', all one word, Just Pleepin'. Check him out on YouTube. He's great. He's playing through Doom at the moment, and he's pretty damn good at it. He's much better than I am. So he starts off, he says Bloodborne. He's a big Souls fan, especially Bloodborne. So he would jump into Bloodborne. He's also said Minecraft. Good choice. Portal 2.
That's a good
Very
choice.
good choice. That is a great game. Dying Light as well. I think that's a fairly open world game. Yeah. Cool. So he's jumped into that, and he's gone along with you as well and said GTA 5.
It's a solid list.
It is. I feel like we've spoken a lot about some of these games, but a lot of these, like, you don't need to, like the other ones, you don't really need to like justify them.
No.
Like we've sort of been discussing them. He's just made some real good choices.
Yeah.
He's done very well. Like Bloodborne, not a game you and I have really jumped into ourselves, but yeah, like renowned as a very, very good Souls game.
Yeah. It's all of these lists are so interesting because for the most part I could make an argument for the removal of one of mine and like the swap of one of these. Like they're all real solid ones, except for, the Zeldas and Pokemon. I'm sorry, I've got nothing. But it's like it's very interesting how, despite the fact we're all very different and very separate, there still is a popular game. Like there is the popular games that people always flock to. I'm just very intrigued by that. There's even in these lists, apart from one or two games, there's no real big outliers that are unexpected. So it's interesting just how approachable almost all games can be.
Yeah, definitely. Like these are all games I would jump into. Yeah, I reckon, or have already. Maybe not Command and Conquer Red Alert 2. Sorry, Joel. But like any of the other ones, yeah, everyone made some good choices. This was great. This was a really, really fun exercise.
This was good. We're going to pose some more questions. Maybe the opposite. What are the top 5 games you would rather die than be stranded on an island with?
That'd be great. I was actually thinking of since there's like kind of not a whole lot going on right now, we could just keep doing this idea for a little while and go to like movies, TV shows, stuff like that. Because the big one, like the main one that I often hear, having a lot of musician friends, is Desert Island albums. So stuff like that, which I've thought about a lot, so I've got answers for that one. But yeah, we could jump over to movies, and I was even thinking like comic book series or whatever.
Yes, totally.
So yeah, we could continue this.
I agree. I think the best thing to do for you guys is to, if you're already in our Discord, and if you're not already, you can jump on over to patreon.com/each of their own. Any money. At the moment, though, money's real tight, so don't worry. Don't touch the Patreon if you're struggling economically, because it's just not worth it. As great as the Discord is, it's not worth it.
Yes, absolutely.
Mainly because we'll throw into the Discord whatever topic is coming up next, but we'll try to put it out on our Facebook page as well, so that anyone can see and be involved.
Yeah. And just, contact us in any way that you can to, have a chat about this or anything else, other podcast ideas.
Yes.
Other desert island ideas, whatever you want.
Absolutely.
We have too much time.
We very much do. But I think that's it. I think we're out of time, despite having a lot of it.
I think that's it for this episode.
I guess I've been Will.
And I guess I've been Josh. It's hard to know anymore. I've been stuck inside for so long.
It's very difficult. Yeah, there's no one else speaking.
I'm just losing it.
Maybe this isn't a podcast. Maybe I'm just talking to myself.
Have I ever existed? How long have you been in isolation?
Forever.
Who knows? Maybe you fabricated all of my memory, like all of your memories. Did you fabricate my memories, Will?
Your memories? It went from I'm Steve Rogers to I'm Bernard from Westworld. It's like, which one am I? Which one am I?
Which one am I?
It's definitely the end of a podcast.
It's the end.
Until the next one, I don't understand what the point of Animal Crossing is.
And games aren't just for boys. That was a joke.
That's pretty good. We should have put that in earlier.
Probably.